This is the Studio P5 webcam. Very small, personal device. It's got everything you would think about from just a regular webcam. It's got the privacy shutter that I could turn and open as needed. It's got a little shark fin little display here that you see is lit green on mine there. I'll talk about that here in a second. And then it's got one USB cable that connects to your PC so that you can run it and make it your primary webcam. One of the things that we've done with this, and I mentioned in other videos, is that we can pair this device via Bluetooth over to a device. So in this case, I'm pairing it to a Poly Sync 20. But the way we do that is on the bottom of this device, we've got a small we've created a small opening, and you can grab one of our USB dongles, in this case the BT600. I can pop it in here, and I can pair that with any of the Plantronics headsets, Poly headsets, anything that is pairable to the BT600. In my case, I have it paired again to this Poly Sync 20. So what you'll see here on the actual device, I'll put this one to the side. What you'll see here on the actual device is, as the camera is on, I get a green light indicator showing me that the camera is actually in use. On my screen here, I've got the audio coming out of my Sync 20. And again, this is connected wirelessly to the Bluetooth adapter that's actually inside the webcam. So that was the Poly Studio P5, our newest device for Microsoft Teams. We hope you're as excited as we are about it. This is my setup here in my home office. You can tell I have a Surface Pro. I've got a couple of monitors here. This is how I run my meetings pretty much throughout my day. I've got a laptop that when I join my meetings, I use the camera and speaker system that's built into my laptop. And that's okay, but what I want you to notice is when I turn my camera, what happens. So this is the view that you would see from me from my laptop. You can tell it's firing up. It's not a very flattering view. I'm actually looking at the screens where the content is important, and so it's not the most optimal view. Now let me show you that with our new solution. I'd like to introduce to you the Poly Studio P15. This is an all-in-one video bar, and this has the camera, speakers and microphone all built in. I can put this now on top of my display monitor that you see here, and you'll see the difference when I get this set up. The system just requires two things: power and the USB connection to the system. So I literally have a power cable here, and I'll plug it in USB-C to the system, and then I'll place this on top of my screen. So now I've got the Poly Studio P15 mounted on top of my desktop. You can tell, very elegant. It's at a nice height for me, and you'll see some of the features that I'll walk around. All right, so here I am now in front of my system at home, but rather than using the same angle I was looking at before where my laptop was firing up at me, which is probably what a lot of us do on a standing desk environment, now I'm looking dead on into my content, into the Teams meeting, the people that are on the other side. I've got my content kind of all over, but the angle is much better. The audio, the microphone, the camera is all coming from the P15. And the beauty behind this is I can walk around, and I'm untethered now from my desk. So as I walk around the room, from time to time, I've got to give demos. And so when I walk around the room and I have to be closer to the things that I'm actually doing, you'll see that the system will automatically track me accordingly. And that's great, because not many of us have jobs where you have to sit right in front of your PC. And so as you can see, the subtleties of the camera are just walking around with me. And so as I move over to other sides of the system, of the room, the system will pick me up. Historically, this has been available only in our large conference rooms, but we're bringing this now to the personal spaces to untether you from having to be right in front of your PC. Fantastic for these new personal hybrid spaces. This is my setup here at home. I've got a Surface Pro. Maybe you've got something similar. It's got my laptop. This is what I use for my day-to-day work. My meetings and everything are from here. Right next to it though, I have the privilege of using the Studio P21. What this gives me is a much nicer real estate, better lighting, right in front of the system. All of my meetings are now here, and I could do the rest of my productivity work from my Surface laptop. This would work fantastic whether I am here in my home office or whether I'm in a small focus room. The solution works for any hybrid workspace. This system allows for me to, with one cable plugged into the USB port on my laptop. So if you'll notice, here now I've got my Teams client running on the extended desktop, and I've got the rest of my regular work on my laptop. Notice the screen real estate is completely different. So when I click join, the system will come alive and you'll see the lights are on. It'll check me to make sure, like Teams normally does for everything else, and I can join the meeting. When I join the meeting, what you'll notice if I click on device settings is that the system is leveraging the Studio P21 for audio, speaker, microphone, and the camera. And this is the video quality that you get from the Studio P21. As you can see, it's not too much of my background, it's just enough. So again, fantastic solution for any personal space. A couple of things as the system is on and in a call, I can mute. You'll see that the system will mute. I can raise the volume, of course, lower the volume. And I have a Teams button here that's contextual. So if I weren't in a meeting, the system would then join me into a Teams call. I've got a light indicator here, and I've also got the ability to charge my phone. And what you'll notice on the light indicator is when I put my cell phone there to charge, that turned on, but I also got that contextual blue indicating that I am actually charging my phone. I'll turn the video back on. What you'll notice about the video is the camera lights came on. This gives me a very good look from in front of the system. And notice that on the camera, we're actually showing enough of my room, but not necessarily all of my room. So it's not too much, it's just enough of what you need to see from the system itself. Of course, here I've got a virtual background, but if I didn't have that, it would show exactly this. So the camera, speaker, microphone, all built in. This is your all-in-one meeting solution for Microsoft Teams.